Hello, today I'm going to do a video, actually a case study on, seems appropriate timing, an app I'm working on right now. It's not even finished, but it seemed like the right time. It's a volunteer management app to help with the COVID crisis. This is a large county in California, about 1 million people. They were using SurveyMonkey. They put a link to a form they built on SurveyMonkey in their county website, and they got a lot of response. And within a few days, I believe, like 1,600 people. So if you know how SurveyMonkey works, basically what they get is an export of those in a CSV, which they then upload into a spreadsheet or make into a spreadsheet. And then they were trying to manage all the requests for volunteers through a spreadsheet, which is incredibly difficult. There's times involved, there's different skill sets, there's medical, languages. Trying to do that for organizations that are requesting volunteers, placing these volunteers, understanding the activities of the volunteers is just not doable. They needed a better solution. And they found Knack, and I was brought on to help them build this quickly. It's actually, I just started a few days ago, and we're going to have this operational today's Saturday. It's going to be ready mid next week, fully deployed. So I'll be back in a minute and show you what we did. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go through a case study here on how to build a volunteer management app for this COVID crisis. Could be applied to anything. This went together very quickly. I'm not going to go through a lot of details of the build as a case study. We're just going to look at what can happen. So let me get out of this, and bring over. I'm going to start with this. This is what will go on this county's website. It'll probably be embedded. A volunteer can log in, they have an account, or they can create a new account. They're going to provide their basic information, name, email, password, and in this case they're going to also indicate are they a health professional or not, which once we log in, if they are a health professional, it requires a fair amount more information. But let's log in. And I'm going to change this, by the way. Okay, someone logs in for the first time. They've indicated, by the way, they're a health professional. If you do that, these other items show up. Details about all the types of stuff you do, and various other things. In addition, if you're a health professional, you're going to be required to provide documentation with certificates or some sort of credential. So you can upload things, give your number when it expires. They have a process on the admin side, which I'll show you. They'll vet these people out and make sure everything's right. So a volunteer goes in, he's setting up all kinds of various information about himself. Then he's going to talk about his availability, which shifts are available, and we have a group by mornings, afternoons, and evenings, the particular days, so we know when they're available. Pretty basic. Now, I mentioned they use SurveyMonkey before in spreadsheets. One of the things when you do that, besides being a real pain to manage, is a volunteer can't go back in and access anything they've entered. If there's changes, they can't do it anymore. They don't know. It's just not good. Now the volunteer can go in and update any of their information at any time. So this will work. It's pretty simple and work very, very simply. They also, that administration can give notices, just distribute a notice to everyone. This can also go out as an email and be a log, so people that are volunteers can see important things that need to be mentioned. So that's the volunteer side. Let's go over to the admin side, which again I'm still working on, but you will get the idea. Admin logs in, We may have different levels of admin, but right now we have one. Here's a bunch of volunteers. And we can see if they've been approved or not, if they're active or not, are they medical or not. We can drive down and see all their answers, credentials, and do our own vetting process. We're going to be able to look at stats, how many volunteers they have, what type, at what rate are new volunteers showing up, how many new requests for volunteers we have from organizations. We can drive down and see details. This would be more robust, but you get the idea. Dashboard, your intelligence on what's going on. And they also have the ability to manage the different organizations, requests that come in. And this is going to, I'll show you this. Some organization has a request for volunteers. They need a nurse during this shift. They need 5 people on this shift. So what's going to happen is right now the county is entering these as they come in, but eventually the organization will be able to self-request stuff. They'll have their own login. You go to request. It's going to be, who's doing it, when they need it, what they're calling it. And then there's going to be a request for volunteers. And these have when they start, what type of role, nursing, medical, whatever. And when they start off, the volunteer is actually going to be blank. These are all saying, these are positions we need for this request. Well, so now the admin can go start searching for folks. I'm going to do it this way, but they can, in a typical search, we need someone that's a chiropractor. We need them to be under 60 years old, the ability to drive, and we need them on Tuesday mornings and Wednesday afternoons. However you want to set up the search criteria. When they search or click on search, it's going to result in whoever matches that. And then they can go through those folks. One way they can do this, they can just export it. It's going to be a CSV file. And they may just send that to the requesting organization and say, hey, here's a group of folks that meet your criteria. And then that organization will be calling them, emailing them, trying to staff for what they need. And in other situations, they'll be searching for volunteers, come back with a particular list of people that match. And they might have to, I think their process is they're going to have to call these people and confirm that they are in fact available. But once someone is available, they can just select this person for that particular engagement. So this is Jeff Volunteer. And we just searched for him, let's just say for this COVID cleanup crew. We click, there it is. He is now signed up for that. Now we just assign them to a particular request. We can go back to requests, go find that. There's the cleanup crew. Click on it. There's Jeff. He's now been assigned there. Again, once this is populated with however many folks they need, we can end up exporting that, send it to them, or once the actual organization who's requesting this can log in, they're going to see this person and they can start managing it. And then we'll put in, more robust ability to do scheduling, to mark a person as available because they may be assigned to someplace. We'll do measurements of the request, when they end, maybe even some evaluation if this volunteer was worth having another assignment. All that type of thing. And this is just starting. This particular app is designed specifically for the COVID. Depending on how it rolls out, this very well could continue as the basis for the county's entire emergency response volunteer setup they have. So I hope this shows you a little bit of how fast this can be, and I appreciate the opportunity to do this for you. Thank you.